route. He's going to get one, I think. One, well, oh yes, one is all they're going to get. It's Ramada from short fine leg. Backwards square.
Disco.
And,
Let's go.
it was a run. Yes, 32. It's got against Ruth.
I've got my Manny and Ronaldo, but we could build such a ridiculous team if not.
Now Stokes prods the bitch. And,
Oh mate, that would be so. 97 Neymar.
And takes guard now from umpire Ravi at the far end. Umpire Rifle, the tall Australian.
What a great name that is for the umpire. Do you hear that?
What is it?
Got what normal one at the other end. I can't remember what it is, but the other end, the South African supplied umpire, umpire Rifle.
Umpire Rifle.
Triggers you, mate. Fingers up quicker than a gun bullet, mate. Pow! You out, mate. Pow!
It's going to be Maharaj now. He's going to go over the wicket.
How much is that Marcelo worth? See, that's gutting. See, that team this season, Marcelo, yeah? That one that's untradeable is worth 200k. So plus that Ronaldo, that'd be a mil to spend on player. And a mil on the player means, like, that's some, like, team of the season dutty stuff, that is.
Things like that, really. I don't know. The world has changed.
Well, that's a million on a live pack opening. A million.
Made as if I thought to go down the pitch. He didn't.
I'm a young money million. Tougher than Nigerian.
81 for 4. Stokes has got 4
A million.
has 32 of them. And during the next over, which could be the last of the morning, I think it will be, I'll give you the scorecard.
It's been good from Maharaj, doing his job.
Maharaj.
Getting a bit of doubt. Not a lot of spin there for him. First morning of a test match, you don't really expect it.
Want Messi. Want Messi.
He's shown good control.
I want Messi and Ronaldo and Sonaldo. See, that's team of the season. We could get team of the season Griezmann instead of Ronaldo.
First session of this test series. England currently 81 for 4.
Philander assists. He's 8th over. 7 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 25 so far. Morkel, 7 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 22.
Top of the hour.
Is Philander in now? Keeper Root just steers this quite firmly to Bavuma at Stroud Week on the offside, and there's no run. And Rabada, 7 overs, 2 maidens, number 25, unlucky not to have taken the wicket. And Maharaj, 3 overs, 1 maiden, and 1 for 4.
American.
No, the batsman Cook caught the Cook.
African American.
Jennings, RBW Bowl for Lander for 8.
Barnes,
RBW Bowl Morgan for 20. And Basto, RBW Bowl for Lander for 10. And that is the rather gloomy news for England.
And the score 10 runs.
Well, here's Philander.
I've got Modric, but I don't know about Modric. Just
And going, no, there was no ask there. That was going perhaps down the leg side. Sliding down, reverses a stroke, which suggests that.
I think basically I've got to go Isco, Disco or Ericsson if I'm going to go attacking.
It's been an exciting, really high-class.
If I'm going to go defensive wise, I've got to go Dembele or Casemiro. So either I go attacking for this weekend league, yeah?
Yeah.
And we, as I said, we go for Isco or Ericsson to fill that CM, or we go slightly more defensive because we've got the firepower in Ronaldo and Sonaldo up top, and we just go Dembele or Casemiro.
I go attacking, mate.
You reckon? But this is where it throws balance. So the better informs are cheaper in the CDM ones. You're now coming to my thought process. Because we've got limited funds. But if I could get team of the season Isco, I'd buy team of the season Isco, but I don't have 500k. Team of the season Ericsson, 400k. 88 Ericsson, 131k.
Just go for the best you can with what you've got.
Yeah, but then it's just not quite right.
Poor man reported it well to get down there.
He did, didn't he? 82 for 4.
Athletic fast bowler these days.
How much is... I need to see how much the Casemiros are
Maybe a
actually.
little bit tad slow in the field. And Morday at 6'1", 7'8". It's a long way to get down.
Yes, he looks a bit mournful, doesn't he?
Oh shit.
Forgive the pun.
I think my fish fingers might be able to be built.
Philander again in now to Stokes. Stokes is forward very correctly, playing it out on the offside, and there's no run. And that single took route to 33, and it's 82 for 4. 82
How much is his team this season? See, that's expensive for what it's worth, but it is a redonkulous card.
Who's that?
Casemiro team of the season. It's just, it's great, but
But why would you pay that for a defensive player?
exactly.
You can go and sack it.
But then it's
Attack, 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 attack.
let's get some fish fingers.
Concludes the entertainment for the time being. Television camera comes running on to photograph the players leaving the ground for lunch. And South Africa will have a much more joyful lunch than England. The score is 82 for 4. Root, who lived very anxiously at the start, dropped a couple of times, but it's his first test as captain. He's still there. He's 33 not out. He won the toss, so he's so far done all that could have been asked of him with the help of a couple of South African fielders, it must be admitted. Ben Stokes has 4, but very much aground South Africa's morning.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of uncertainty coming into this test match for both teams. Anderson injured, Balance back, Root is captain, Faf du Plessis, South African captain, not here. Elgar making his debut. So some debutants. No one really knew which way it would go. It's been a wonderful morning for the South Africans. Lost the toss and have bowled superbly. Couldn't have asked for a better 2 hours. First test match at Lords.
Well, I think this is right. And when you play your first test match at Lords and you're playing for a visiting side who haven't played that before, it's quite a moment. And it would be surprising if it didn't give people nerves, I think, to start with.
Absolutely. I spoke to Dean in the week congratulating him on his captaincy debut, and he asked a couple of questions. That was one of the things I said to him. Lords can be a tourist attraction even as a player. It gets built up right through your youth, the traditions. First occasion, yeah, and you almost need to use those training sessions not only as preparation but allow the guys the time to go and see the environment, take it all in, get used to, almost in preparation for your first walk through the members section and out to this magnificent stadium and field.
Yes, it is. You do feel that you're somewhere almost ecclesiastical when you come to see Lords for the first time. And I think one of the things one has to congratulate the South African bowlers, the 3 quick bowlers this morning, was the fact they haven't perhaps bowled here for a long time, and they cope with the hill, the slope, and that caused no problem at all. They settled into it very quickly. I mean, the slope is such that when you're bowling from the nursery end, the ball runs away down the offside of the pavilion end, bowling to a right-hander, and down the leg side to a right-hander at the nursery end. And you've got just to adjust your line a bit, and they did that well.
And they did it well. And Morkel, Philander were part of that last series win that South Africa had. My last series, yeah, we beat England 2-0, and they both bowled extremely well in that test match. So they would have had the experience of coming to Lords for a big test match before. Rabada's first go at it, really, in test match cricket, but had a wonderful one-day game, yeah, when the wicket went around a little bit, performed extremely well. So a little bit of experience at this wonderful ground.
Good stuff. We're going to talk about Joe Root in a minute. Graham, just before you go for your lunch, which you fully deserve. You were young, weren't you? When you got the captain, you were 22. I mean, Joe's 26, and we can all talk about young Joe Root. I guess because he looks so young, but to do that job at 22, that sounds really tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, obviously you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You've got to try and find something that works for you. I think initially I had a lot of determination. I was lucky that I got a lot of support from the senior players, but tactically lacked confidence. It took me really about 3 or 4 years at that age to grow.
There's no
into the
you probably go after that 20 matches when I get bored.
My 26, probably the same age as Joe Root.
When you're winning matches, you can't.
Behind me.
Exactly.
But
Can't get bored if you're winning batches.
felt that I started to really understand the captaincy, the team environment.
See you in a bit then, man.
I think in those early years, the things that saved me really was, the determination, the runs that I scored. I managed to maintain that. I think that allowed people the patience to let me grow into hopefully, the leader that I became in the last part of my career.
How much difference does it make your batting. I mean, if you hadn't maintained your scoring, does that make captaincy that much more difficult?
I think it's a key phase, you know, if you're going to go through tough patches, and as a captain you don't get the opportunity to hide away, you know, as a batter you might not have to do a press conference for a week, there might be an article on your lack of form, but as a captain you're always front and centre, you're always having to talk, ask a lot of your players, 1, 2, front up for the team publicly, the press are always at you, so you know when you're not scoring runs, and it's that inner determination, that inner ability to control that pressure, still perform. You know, and at the top of the order where I batted, you open the batting. You know, you're gonna get times where it's gonna get hard, and overcoming it is a big phase in your leadership career.
Very interesting. Talk to you more on that, Graham. Thank you. You've definitely earned your lunch. Now we're talking more about Joe Root in a few moments' time. I guess his father Matt's here, grandfather Don. We got the man who coached him as a youngster at Yorkshire, and his first Lions captain too. Got a commentary box full of people smiling, which is nice to see. First, though, let's get an update on today's other cricket action. Firstly, the Women's World Cup. We've got the West Indies playing there. They're, of course, the World T20 champions, the 2013 runners-up. They're trying to get this tournament back on track, though. They're taking on New Zealand, one of the favourites, of course, at Taunton. And Isabel Westbury is watching. Hello, Isabel.
Hello, yes. Well, it's 144, well, just gone 9. Another wicket has fallen, unfortunately. It's not looking good for the West Indians. They're the World T20 reigning champions, and they were all out for 48 last match against Pakistan, and now they're looking as though they're falling for something. Well, it's a matter of when, not if. Lee Kasparek, the Scotland-born New Zealand spinner, is proving a thorn, dare I say, thistle in the West Indies side. She's the second spinner to have come on a hat-trick, having got Deandra Dotton out for a golden duck. There's a big hitting West Indian. She finished with figures of 1 for 17 off her 10 overs. Didn't get the hat-trick in the end, but 140 for 9 went to the 41st over, and looking a bit dismal here for West Indies.
Indeed, knock back those overs out. Thanks, Isabel. Keep watching for us in the Specsavers County Championship. Kevin Howells, he's across the river at the Oval watching Surrey taking on Hampshire. And Kevin, you got all the scores for us?
Yes, I have. First, the score here at lunch. It's the final day of this match. Surrey are following on. They're 11 for no wicket, and they still trail 154 runs, but so much admiration towards George Bain and his Hampshire team, both this morning and all through yesterday. A flat pitch, so little to encourage the bowling side, but determination, enterprise, attacking where they could be in the field as well, and eventually they bowled Surrey all out this morning for 483, followed 499. It wasn't perfect from Hampshire. Twice they dropped Rory Burns, who in equal measure, a massive congratulations to Rory, a career best double 100, carried his bat 219 not out, and of course after 148 overs continuous batting, and it's been pretty warm over the last day or two, back out there again. Of course, George Bain had no option but to enforce that follow-on. It's a minimum of 72 overs, at least at the start of the innings, to claim 10 wickets. Nigh on impossible, you'd think, and especially again another drop catch. Stoneman in the first over of the second innings at slip. Riley Russo putting Stoneman down. So frustration there for Hampshire. It's not been perfect, but I think they have worked their socks off here today and yesterday, and as I say, I'm full of admiration for them. There are 5 other matches still going on elsewhere in the Specsavers County Championship, and these perhaps with more of a chance of a result, almost certain to have. First at Scarborough, a 40th first-class century for James Hildreth.
Sound man, will do, man.
Overton going nicely for Somerset. Somerset well placed for what would be their first win of the season in the competition. They declared after 20 minutes on this final morning. Somerset 281 for 4. Yorkshire set 337. 5 down already. 78 for 5 with Bresnan and Rashid, the not-out pair. At Birmingham, Millsack's target of 234 against Warwickshire. 140 for 5. Remember, Warwickshire really struggling towards the bottom, or at the bottom of the table. Simpson and Higgins are the not-out pair there in another close game. 3 games in the second division. Final day at Chesterfield. Durham need 282 to beat Derbyshire. 145 for 2, the not-out pair of Jack Burnham and Graham Clark. Well, I really enjoyed the expression of Beckenham. It really does apply there. Run glut. Kent in their second innings of 40 for 1. It's a lead of 173 runs over Northants. And day 2 at Arundel, the Leicestershire 157 for 4, and they trail Sussex by 105 runs. But we're enjoying the cricket and enjoying the weather. It is brilliant.
It's lovely, isn't it, Kevin? Well done. I can't see any storms on the way on the radar either, which is great. Although England might fancy one. At 82 for 4 at lunch. Disappointing morning. well, that's the way it goes, isn't it? The way they've been batting recently, perhaps too, but erratic. 82 for 4, Root is 33, and Ben Stokes is 4 not out. They'll be underway again in about half an hour's time. So it's the first test for Joe Root as England's test captain. It's the 80th to have done so. We're going to celebrate the occasion during this lunch interval, hearing from someone who coached him as a 13-year-old at Yorkshire, someone I've not seen for a very long time. It just lifts the spirit to see Kevin Sharp here. Fantastic to see him after a long time. His very first captain of the England Lions, and of course let's start with a very proud father and grandfather, Matt and Don Root. Well, gentlemen, where do we start?
I
know, well, what a day.
Yes, not a great start, but great
well,
day as captain.
I know, it's always so hard, but you've got to sort of put into context the day that's been with the overall celebration, because of course I suppose, you know, also the team comes first and so on. However, I interviewed Joe yesterday, I interviewed Joe at the toss today, and I just thought, here's a young man who's absolutely brimming. He just seems so excited that this time had finally come. It's been quite a long wait.
Yes, it has. I think it's 7 months since the last test match.
Yes.
And I think it was announced that he was going to be captain back in February. So
it seems a long time ago. We went to Heading with him. Yeah. So what's he been doing in the meantime?
Well, fatherhood has come to him. So we've got Alfred now, which is it's been fantastic having him around. I think I might have taken his mind off it a little bit. But I think there's a lot more to it than he thought there was going to be as captain. You know, he's
already.
Yeah, you know, all the sort of media side and the you know, selecting the team, going to the selection meetings, that sort of thing. So he's had to cope with all that. But he seems to have taken it in his stride. You know, he seems to have coped pretty well with most things that have been thrown at him with regards to cricket. So hopefully he'll be able to adapt to the role as captain.
Yeah. So, Grandad, come on, Don. How did you feel when Joe was made captain of England, for goodness sake?
Obviously very proud, but you know, it's a job that can be a bit fraught.
Yes.
Past experience has taught us all, but I'm sure he'll cope. He's a pretty relaxed sort of guy when it comes to that sort of thing.
Yes.
So, yes, looking forward to him having a reasonably successful captaincy, and hope he can get a few runs on the board today to make up for what's happened so far.
Yes, again, and it can be a roller coaster, can't it, this job? I mean, the first day is all wonderful. He's won the toss and everything else, and he's not had that lunch on, but you just know that in this job, you've watched the game for much longer than I have, Don, I suspect. It is an up and down.
Very much.
Somehow as captain, there can be some real pressure put on you.
There really can. But nevertheless, he's got a great team around him. I think you know, the lads are going to be very successful eventually.
Yes.
Getting everything to gel and getting people to do the jobs, which is part of being a captain. Well, the main thing about being a captain is to get the other players playing.
Yes. What have you done this morning? I remember I chatted to you about, I think, some years ago.
Yeah.
You came on.
Yeah, it rained about 4 years ago when he played his first test at Lord's against New Zealand, and we had a little chat then. And
you were obviously very proud then, and proud when he played his first test match and all that sort of. Has today felt different?
It's similar actually. You know, it's one of those things that it's the start of a new adventure. You never know really how it's going to pan out, but it's enjoyable all the same.
Yes.
But it's, you know, first day of the Lord's Test is always special, and you know, walking to the ground, you get sort of a special buzz about it. And you know, Joe's first game as captain, obviously it's a special day for him.
Where have you been positioning yourself? What have you done?
Well,
have you followed his day?
I thought it'd be great to get myself in the long room if he leads the team out, but obviously he won the toss, decided to bat, so that wasn't going to happen. So I did see him on the way out to toss up and shook hands with him. And,
did you?
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah.
Down from the pavilion, don't they?
Just at the gate there, yeah.
Were you there as well? No.
Oh, we're sat in the mount stand.
Right.
Great view.
Yes.
But yeah, enjoying it very, very much.
Did you hear what he said when I interviewed him?
No.
Right. I said, you were out there a long time, Joe. He said, I got here a bit early, he said. And he said, and also the worst thing was I had to make sure I got a £1 coin in my pocket because I didn't want to be like a tight Yorkshireman. That's sort of his banter, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Do you think he'll keep that going? I mean, because clearly he's one of the dressing room characters.
Yeah.
His Bob Willis impersonation or whatever, but he does have his banter about him, doesn't he? Now as captain, I wonder if he'll keep doing it.
Yeah, you've got to be careful when you
Yes.
there's a line that you've got to not cross as captain. I think he'll try and there'll be a certain element of that to his captaincy, but I think more than anything he'll want to be seen to be professional, and you know, if any of his sort of jokes sort of
It'll be
went
very,
over the line. I think
it'll be very interesting to see how he grows into the job.
Yes, it will.
And see how it develops.
Yes.
Whether it will change it much at all.
Tell us how it all started then, Don, because I think Matt was probably busy early on.
Well, he was, yes. I retired at the time, so that was quite lucky.
Yes.
Running around watching him play for Yorkshire schools.
So your main driver, were you?
Yeah, very much so, yes. But yes, it was a great pleasure watching him and all the other lads like Tony Bairstow and Gary Barnes, you know, all coming through the system.
Yes.
And just seeing how far each one of them can go. Unfortunately, those three have got to the top. So
yes.
They've done great. They've done well.
What's your earliest cricketing memory then of Joe?
Well, it was to unveil as children in the nets at Aberdeen, in Sheffield, and they would be there before play started, and they would be still at it after play had finished.
Just two young kids playing.
Yes, with other kids more or less going in relays, keeping things going. But they played endlessly. They really did.
What got them into it? Matt, when you played for a decent level, actually, they played league cricket.
Yorkshire League, yeah. They just come along and play the side of the pitch, you know, and I suppose the first thing would happen when somebody get injured and we'd need a fielder. So they get some whites on and come and field and do reasonably well. And you know, unlike when I was growing up, there's a lot more junior cricket these days. So from sort of under 11s at that time, they played under 11s. Actually played at Rotherham Town under 11s, and then collegiate had under 13s, under 15s, under 17s, and I think at one point they were both playing in all three of those teams. You know.
God, you was pulled all over the place, but
we were actually. Yeah, it was great fun. You know,
well, they were very competitive. I mean, I remember being a bit cruel, I think, in hindsight, to my younger brother. I used to sort of beat him up. Only with a tennis ball.
Right, yeah.
But as Kevin Sharp will attest later, I mean, this was delivered at high speed.
Yeah.
And I'm kidding, but I perhaps was a little bit hard on my younger brother. These two, of course, were batsmen and not quick bowlers as such. But were they competitive together?
Very much so, yeah. I mean, there was a lot of rivalry between them and a bit of leg pulling here and there, you know.
Yes.
And they had certain rules about how long he could bat in the nets. And obviously Joe would, you know, didn't like getting out, and Bill would get him out, and there'd be a bit of a fight break. In fact, we had to stop a Yorkshire League match once at Scarborough to go and break up a fight between the two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A bit of a scrap on the edge.
Yeah. But
How old was they?
Well, they were probably about, I don't know, 10 or 11.
How embarrassing.
Yeah. But it was a bit. But yeah, since then they've become good mates. They played against each other at Trentbridge this year.
I saw it 6 as well.
Well, I think Billy was asking for that. You know, he got it that far, Joe. You know,
He was a bit ruthless. It was quite fun. They made up after time.
They drove to the game and back over again in the same colour. So
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Was Joe always a bit better? Can you just tell that he had something that
he was. I mean, when he was, as Kevin knows, when he was sort of growing up, he was quite small, and I think that's probably why he plays so well off the back foot. You know, through sort of back of the square, through extra square off the back foot. The ball was always around his shoulders, and he kind of got to get on the front foot. I think he used to score 50 week in, week out for Yorkshire. You know, and a lot of kids would, you know, go in and think at the time they score a big 100, but you know that they wouldn't do it every week. Joe seemed to knock out 50s week in, week out, and I'd never seen that before against any of the other guys that we played against. So that was the one thing. You know, he got this desire to bat. He didn't want to get out. You've seen this morning. You know, he's not played particularly fluently.
a bit loose?
Yeah, but he's obviously seen that. I'm not going to get out.
Yes.
And that's what he was like as a schoolboy.
Before we bring Kevin in, Sheffield Collegiate gets mentioned a lot, and it's clearly played a big part in Joe's life, actually, has it? I mean, when they lost here and him taking Joss Butler up there after the Ashes, and it's funny they went back there to go and sort of try and get some form back, some game back, or just, I don't know what it was quite, but to go back to the club is something I don't think many Test cricketers would necessarily do at that point in their lives.
It's a bit like Dumbo's white feather, isn't it? Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Comfort blanket.
But did it surprise you that he chose to do that and took Joss with him?
Not really, no. I mean, the good facilities.
It is
collegiate.
time for the match.
Nets,
Martin Tyler here to describe it for you with my good friend Alan Smith.
Hi there, Martin. Walking into the ground today, I've just got that feeling it's going to be a really good afternoon.
I think he just wanted to get get away and just focus on.
Now you've got your chance to check on the lineup for the home team. And shoots! Saved by the goalkeeper at full stretch.
A lot of junior teams.
And that'll be a corner. Marcelo diving to keep out the header.
Well, you'd fancy the lad to score from that distance, but the keeper still had a lot to do, and he did it really well.
Members of the club who've got at least level 2 coaching facilities. Right.
Yeah, Toure.
Great academy there. So, yeah, it's really helped.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Looking good, this move.
Joe, of course, here at lunch at Lords. Needs 2 for 4 as well. Joe's there, 33 out. Ben Stokes has 4.
Looking for an opening with some good control build-up.
Balance for 20 and Bairstow for 10. So far, as a good at mental rhythm.
With an interception
this morning, but I can't work it out in my own mind. But they're about 60 for 2, aren't they? I think, as it were. So anyway, more or less
good play until they got that challenge in.
I've not seen it for a long time. I looked up to them. I knew they were coming on.
It's going to be his throw here.
The Jeffrey boycott more often than actually he did, but it was only 4 times. He ran you out once. I managed to look that up. But we had some happy times playing against each other, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm just glad you're not bowling that Mr. Gage, Jonathan.
Why's that?
Get me out once again, wouldn't you?
Well, that's very bad. I don't think I got you out every time.
No, you didn't.
Building steadily here, keeping possession.
Definitely not. No, but we had a good time.
And he could get away here. Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, great work by the keeper.
So
that's gone behind for a corner. Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, that's easy for the goalkeeper.
And I think probably some talent from Joe as well along the way.
A little bit.
Got the ball back. The interceptor got it for them.
Oh yes, I mean it's been a great journey. I mean I first
there's
met
the ball
Joe
in.
at the age of
Defender to it first.
Matthew brought him up from Sheffield.
So you finished playing by now, then? And you
yes,
on the attack here.
I was the batting coach at the time.
Doing well to keep the ball.
So this youngster turned up.
Well, it was quite a remarkable experience, really, because he
Ronaldo! And the goalkeeper got a touch to that. Fine save.
Joe had just been put on a scholarship,
that's a corner.
which was a recognition that there was some talent, and he got a bit of free kick, and that was about it, really. And I arranged to meet him one evening at 5 o'clock at Headingley.
Moving forward with some danger to the opposition now they're here. Good play, but they've lost the ball now. The opposition can get at them. Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, and unbeknown to me, Matthew and Joe had arrived early.
They've got the ball in the middle of the pitch here.
So anyway, Mags
Here's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Joe came into my office and we had a chat, and it was quite a remarkable experience because
short passes, keeping the ball in towards Hazard.
He knew his strengths of his game, what he needed to work on, what he needed to get better at, and I can really remember thinking at the time,
they're passing so well out there.
As well as you can talk, you're going to be good. I didn't say that to me, no. And so then we got half an hour left.
They cope with it well defensively.
I said to Joe, I said, do you want to go on the
challenges for the ball.
Do some work together?
Tony Kroos,
and he
that's a foul.
He said, yes, please. I said, okay. I says, what would you like to do? And he looked at me in the eyes, and bear in mind, he's only stump high at this stage, and he got that little smile.
That's whistled just off target from the free kick.
Yeah, unlucky. Struck it well, and I don't think the keeper would have got across.
Beg your pardon? He said, I want you to challenge me. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, I want the same session Anthony McGrath just had. So he went silent for a minute.
Cristiano Ronaldo trying to find an opening, not panicking. Just a heavy touch, the opposition can take the ball away.
And he said, no, he smiled and he nodded and he said, no, he says, I'll be all right. I said, you really think so?
Ronaldo.
He said, yeah. I said, go on then.
There's good progress with this attack.
Every bit of protective equipment you've got, helmet, chest guards, thigh guards, boxes, pads, everything.
Made the challenge well.
Yeah.
All this stuff.
Neymar.
His pads are a bit big for him, I think.
Raja 9-goaler.
They waddled into the indoor school and he's...
Drive. Great turn.
Rushing it here. Moving from one side to the other.
Joe, you've asked for this. I says, I want to tell you something now. I says, for 15 minutes I'm not going to be your friend. Do you understand that? I said, no, that's okay. And he smiled. And
Marcelo.
He set the pitch up 8 yards, 3 slips and a gully short leg.
Full pass.
8 yard long. Oh yes, it was a short.
Now the shot. He's made the save.
It's not your ball. And so anyway, I ran in with this new ball and.
Good position. They've worked this attack very well. Into quite a dangerous position now. Defender to it first. He's got support here. He'll take the lead. And a goal!
After 6 balls, I realised that the players
Just look at the way he's got past these defenders and really maximised the situation he created for himself.
Well, he did. He was head down and some wonderful balance and footwork to beat a couple of defenders and knock the ball in the back of the net. Wonderful goal.
Tried to tackle here, and he's done that. Attacking now. Probing away. Trying to find room for a shot, maybe. Neymar!
Oh.
He's missed it, and that would have been the equaliser.
Oh, what a chance. What a chance that was, and I don't know whether he's going to get another in this match.
And I knew, I just kind of thought, well, this is something exceptional that's in front of us.
Trying to switch on the attacking power in this situation. Well, he took it on from a long way out. I'm afraid it's even further wide.
Well, I couldn't believe it when he was gearing up to shoot from that distance. Really couldn't.
Eric Lamela.
Oh, how did you go? I said, well, I'm going to make a statement to you. And he said, well, what's that? I said, he'll open the batting.
Midfield, they got it back via an interception.
And Ian said, oh, I said, that's a big statement to make for a 12-year-old. I said, well, I just feel it. And,
getting into an advanced position, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Because he was so small.
Close! Oh, the pressure of getting his team level maybe got to him because he's made a hash of it.
I just wonder whether at the end of this match they'll look back on that chance, the one that cost them dearly.
He's used his head there to decided possession. Yannick Carrasco.
First got into men's cricket, they put a ring on.
Onto the attack now.
And he drives a beautiful shot.
Just going nowhere.
And they're keeping... He's got his shot off now! See what sort of system they use to defend the corner.
That's up to sort of 18 or so, those really formative years. What did you see changing then or developing?
Well, just on the back of what Matthew's just said.
The referee has signalled for half-time.
That 15, 16...
Difficult half day against Baines on toast.
Hit the ball hard. And I selected him for a Yorkshire second 11 match at 16. I think he would have been 16 in his first game. Yes, it was less than 10 years ago. Yes, yes. And it was
looking at the tactics of this match. Maybe the substitution will hold the team.
On show that day. And I told Joe,
free kick against Yaya Toure.
It was going to open the batting. And he said,
yellow from the ref.
Oh, without question.
And he walked out to bat, and everybody was looking around the opposition.
The attacking third.
It's like a
Diego Godin.
And you know, bearing in mind that in his own peer group,
cut out by the defender.
The pace of bowling. On this particular day, because of the pace of the bowling, he used the pace and he scored 52 runs and he scored 51 behind square. One running from the square, and he was pulling and cutting just like the cut shot that he did early on today. The uppercut, he was doing that on that particular day, so he kind of, you know, he was just meant to be there.
Yeah. I think he opened the batting with Adam Lyde that day. They put 130 on. Yeah. I think Gary Barnes was playing for Derbyshire against them.
Was he really on that day?
Yeah. How did he cope, Matt, when he lost his place? Because we're talking about this captaincy and the ebb and flow, and you know, it isn't all a bed of roses. And that was a pretty low point for him in Sydney, wasn't it? The last two.
It was, yeah. Cause,
how did he deal with that?
He was good to go. I don't think he saw it coming. You know, he scored. He'd not done particularly well, but nobody had on that tour.
No, exactly.
He had a good knock in Adelaide, got 87, I think,
yes.
One of the innings there, and I just don't think he saw it coming. I mean, looking back, I think they wanted to give Gary a debut. And,
now they've got a chance in this part of the pitch.
But he didn't see it like that. You know, he saw it.
Free kick against Godin.
He was very disappointed, but you know, credit to him. He went away and he worked at things he needed to work at, and he came back a lot stronger for the experience.
What we've got here is the home team winning, but the away team frustrated because it looks like there's a running down of the clock going on here.
Yeah, there's a bit of gamesmanship going on, but you've got to expect that as they try and see out this lead that they've got.
How do you think Joe Root, what sort of style, if you can have a style of the captain? Matt, you're going, lovely to see you. Thank you. We'll go back a minute, hang on. What sort of captain do you think he'll be?
Well, Joe's always been one to think well ahead. I think he'll be innovative. I think he'll do things that perhaps other more traditional people might not. I think he'll be tactically astute. He's a lover of the game. He studies the game. He's always been very smart.
It's the goalkeeper's ball.
As a player, perhaps again, the captain, you probably don't don't do that sort of thing.
I don't know, we'll have to see. We'll see what happens when England are bowling. I don't think he'll change too much, to be honest.
Hazard!
I think he'll be...
Hazard
I know
takes
he's
the
a very
chance.
good team man, obviously. He's very focused on his own game, but he cares, he's always cared deeply for the people
Fantastic
around
from the
him,
neutral
and
point of view
that
that the
will
game is
rub
level
off on
again.
his teammates, I'm sure they know
It
that
is,
already.
level. Both sides have scored here now.
I think he'll develop a close unit.
Defenders worried now about Cristiano Ronaldo.
And I think he'll do a great job, and I'm sure he'll be there for the shelf life of an England captain. He'll do it well.
Lovely smile, he's still got that shot. I know you're looking forward to this, aren't you? You'll be very proud. Well, Joe Root made his Yorkshire debut in 2009 at the age of 18. He scored 63 in a one-day game against Essex. Less than 2 years later, he was opening the batting for the England Lions, a side captained by fellow future Test batsman James Taylor, who's here today. Rang the bell today.
Indeed.
Where did that rank amongst the great things?
Yeah, it was nice. A real honour, wasn't it? Not many people get to ring the bell at Lords, especially the first Test match against South Africa. I played the majority of my Test matches against. Real honour, special moment for me. My mum came.
An hour of very good football here. We've still got 30 more minutes to go, and I'm sure we're going to enjoy that as well.
Tell us about Joe Root and what you...
Easy work for the keeper here.
Yeah, well, obviously different to Sharpin, his dad and his granddad. I hadn't seen too much of him growing up, and all I saw was Joe Root, technically well organised, confident Yorkshire lad.
Free kick.
So I hadn't seen the priors, and somebody who had a good technique, but I didn't see much more. I didn't see him expressing himself, because naturally every time...
Are you ready for this, though?
So I saw a little...
Are you ready for this? Anyone is going to see this. It's in, mate. Oh, it's on target. That would have been bad.
That's it, like... Yeah, exactly. But when you play for the Lions, you don't play every single day for the Lions for 6 months, do you? So you just get an odd opportunity. So I didn't see too much of him. But
they're in a good position here.
I saw a lot of
brilliant team play this.
I always say that
the passing, the movement off the ball to make shots on here.
And Joe Root
is going to get a corner here because of that deflection.
Wish to see on rugby field. And I think where he made his transformation from a good cricketer to a world-class cricketer was probably when he was 12th man. He ultimately, I think he took my place on the tour to India in 2012-13, that Test tour when England where he made his debut.
Turnover in play here with that interception.
He did a lot of his learning at top level in the nets in India, working with the England coaches, and then took his chance with both hands when he got given that opportunity to play for England. And again, he would have learned so much.
Lessons isn't everything in football. You can have
his character.
considerably lessons still win.
Have their head down,
moment, either side dominating the use of the ball.
No, they're not. Good seats of good passing moves, to be fair. It's not been possession for possession's sake.
He's always wanting to learn and make the most of his ability, and he did exactly that on that tour.
And in goes the cross.
It seems to me that there are two Joe Roots in a way. The bantering one in the dressing room.
How's he done that? It's a fantastic save.
But actually on tour, I've noticed it's actually quite private, and you can go a couple of days without
good way to nick the ball back.
He's playing his ukulele and learning the guitar.
He could lay it off to the supporting play.
And he sort of shuts himself away a bit, and you can say, well, where's Joe Root? And he is quite private.
Good link up.
That's why I got
very good stop
because
here.
he's similar kind of character. Not
It's gone for a corner.
A lovely guy. That was one of the first things I noticed about him. He's a good, solid bloke, down-to-earth guy.
There's the goal,
and they've put them into the lead. And I certainly did.
Marvellous goal here.
Well, sometimes as a defender you need a bit of luck, but they didn't get it there, and it fell at the feet of the man on the spot to score it.
Restart the game 2-1.
From watching YouTube and
onto the attack
he's got imagination. I don't know how clever he was at school, but he's certainly got a gift when it comes to learning things. Like I said,
great work by the keeper.
They've
got a corner.
He's got a sort of a
goal down.
voice.
Want to make the most of it. Goalkeeper comes out with a punch.
He hasn't shown me to look at. But he's just a good guy. Even though he's down to earth and quiet off the field at some stages, he's a very confident guy, and you have to be when you're playing international.
We've had some chances. I remember it's a while since we've had a goal. We've still got the lead.
Yeah, and they're knocking the ball about with a fair bit of confidence, and they look pretty secure with this lead at the moment. That could soon change, though, of course.
Referee's pointed for a free kick here.
Pretty much contemporary stuff, but it's improving.
What are you realistically? I mean, you're brewing with pride. Have you got to the stage where actually you can't...
Saved by the goalkeeper at full stretch.
In this, and he's just
The tension starting to
drawn,
rise.
and
Neymar!
you're
He's kept
steeped
it
in
out.
cricket as well. Can you sit down and say anything? Can you observe things? Can you
Werner! That's hit the bar and it's still in play.
Certainly with regard to
Cristiano Ronaldo.
I think he went way beyond what I've ever done in the game a long time.
Nice return
But yeah,
pass.
you still watch the game. You still see him
Into the
play.
attacking third.
I can still see things in his game.
Exactly.
Probably only a couple of big like Kevin and myself and
Icardi!
What
a goal! And that could just pull them away to make sure of the victory.
That seemed to come just before
We probably saw the goal coming. I'm not sure the goalkeeper saw the ball coming.
I don't think, look at the look that he's done. He's getting off his defenders there.
Just a reminder, 3-1 it is now, the scoreline.
Bring those skills to the fore.
Good position, they've worked this attack very well. To a quite a dangerous position now. It's not over yet because we've got 4 more minutes of added time to come.
Just keeps asking questions, and of course we keep filling him in with all the history of the game as we know it.
Felipe
When it comes to the
Luis.
actual game itself, I stopped
Ronaldo.
talking to Joe about batting when he was about
And the goalkeeper giving catching practice from long range, really. Good passing, shrewd passing, accurate passing. This could be a chance. Really in the clear now, in on goal. Cristiano Ronaldo. It's an important goal, isn't it? It's brought the match back into sharper relief, really. The contest is very much on again.
It's a shame that we've lost the draft because that was a lovely goal.
Still opportunities for them to make even further inroads into the scoreline.
It's great to see such proud.
Well, the goalkeeper, now you've got your chance to check.
So we've lost that rank. We've got such a banging team, and I've lost that draft in the first round again.
He hates me, sure.
Ultimately.
With the microphone, but I'm afraid that's all part of the job, isn't it?
That's right.
You know.
It is indeed, yes.
Great to see you both. Thanks. Enjoy your day.
That's been the story of these drafts, you know.
Moment now, actually, because the South Africans are getting ready. I can see him coming out, running out to bat, doing a little side stepping.
Oh my word. Can you imagine this scene?
82 for 4. Joe Root himself is 33. And Ben Stokes is on 4. This morning they lost Cook for 3, Jennings for 8, Balance for 20, and Bairstow for 10. So really good start first test match for South Africa. With Philander having taken 3 wickets. His figures rather impressive, I think, Andrew. 3 for 26 from 8 overs. Morkel taken the other wicket.
Wow.
Balance LBW for 26, number 27.
They're sick energy.
The sun's still shining.
Lukaku, that's why I've even got a shot.
Right, no doubt.
Wow.
Witty
I'm
comments,
okay, thank you.
and precise. Go and have some lunch. Go and have some lunch. That's a good Victor. And then it's coming up.
More to the point, we've got a good cricket match on here. The game's moved on quite quickly this morning. And England in a spot of bother with the captain and vice-captain, well, on the bridge. Or at the helm, or somewhere. But they've got a lot of work to do to get this innings back on course. Because you think that once the sun comes out a bit longer and the pitch will start just to change colour a little bit, the batting will get a little bit easier before it gets more difficult in this match. And England already lost 4 wickets. Hello, Ed.
Afternoon, Victor. Afternoon, everyone. Yeah, actually the window's wide open here in the media centre at Lords, and the air's hotter outside than in. And that tells the story. It's a baking day here in St John's Wood, and on a day you would expect that would suit batsmen, there's a little bit of a green tinge to the pitch. Hasn't done an extravagant.
We'll take Thiago because at least we've got a chance of Robin.
Very well exploited by Vernon Philander. Terrific seam bowl, almost in the old-fashioned English mould of someone who will just get a little bit of movement from the pitch, not err in line.
Jordi Alba's raps, take Jordi Alba.
He's been the main attacking threat for South Africa with 3 for 26, but it's Morne Morkel, different style of bowler. Tall, gangly, rangy. Who's going to open the bowling from the pavilion end. And as Victor was saying, captain and vice-captain for England. At the wicket, Joe Root.
Root's be on stride. He's had a bit of luck, really. He had that hook shot that just kept going, perhaps with the wind, and landed rather embarrassingly between the fielder and the boundary for 4. Dropped in the gully. But he's still there, and this is pretty critical for England that he is. Forget about being captain. This is the batting, the runs where he wants.
First ball after lunch, Morkel in bowls. Root leaves a length ball that Quentin de Kock takes easily moving to his right-hand side.
I can do the idea of Kadira.
Hamler sporting a sun hat at first slip. Practices rolling with a left arm spin to gully. I don't think we're going to see much of speculative, experimental left arm spin from South Africa's number 3.
Well, I think he's right-handed anyway.
He is. It was just. I bet you can't bowl it left-handed. Hash. Let's have a look.
Take Robin. You've got to take Robin.
Cross again. Off stump, flexes his knees, lifts his bat up, waits for more ball, and Root dinks it in the offside, but can't get a single.
There's one odd fielding position here, which is deep point. So what do you think he's doing there? Is he a run saver, or is there the thought that it could be sliced out there? Probably a run saver, but I
can't see it travelling in the air to deep point. It's about 2 yards behind square. You can see that because the stripes at Lords are so magnificently clear. The grid of the playing area is very obvious. Morkel now turns around with a little eddy at the top of his mark.
Again, it's not really like.
Balls and beats Root with absolute beauty. Held its line, bounced a bit.
Yeah, well, that must have been a good ball. Of course, I know we probably bored everyone to tears over the years about the slope at yours, and you've played at Middlesex, and you kind of expect most things to just come down, just angle down that hill, and it's only got to keep its line, and it suddenly becomes a devastating delivery.
I suppose that Courtney Walsh bowled with a slope every day, didn't he, with his angle? Some bowlers create that angle, others benefit from the slope here, and Morkel just, as Vic said, it was a straight ball that looked like a leg break. The expectation of the batsman would go towards the pads. Morkel again, and Root this time's an off drive. He'll get runs as Bavoon is after it. With 2 actually behind Bavoon is Rabada. 2 very good athletes. Couple for Root. 84 for 4. Now, Victor, I have a question for you. You're a man with keen sartorial sense. First of all, are you surprised that Root is wearing a jumper on a very hot day? Is it because he's especially proud to be wearing the England cable now the day he takes over as England captain?
No.
It's probably 85 degrees on the playing area.
It's got a bit of a cold, hasn't he?
Morkel in again, whipped away with a strong bottom hand for runs. The ball goes towards Father Time and hits the boundary foam now. That is a lesson about bowling at Lords. It's so fast down the hill, and it's 2/3 of its journey that ball's on the square, and it's 40 yards across the outfield.
It was a very gentle whip, wasn't it? It was more of a tap, and it just kept going. I don't know about the sweater. I mean, I think there is something special about the 3 lines sleeveless sweater, but he's played quite a lot for England in a variety of sweaters, no doubt. He has got a bit. He did have a bit of a cold yesterday, I think.
Not taking any chances. Morkel again, and that's nicely played by Joe Root. Won't get a run, but that's one of the most forthright defensive pushes of the day so far. First over after lunch is completed, 26 in total, which tells you how abject South Africa's over rate was. 25 in 2 hours before lunch.
But were you fretting about the whiteness of the sweater? Is that you?
A little bit, I was, because the shirt is actually darker than the sweater. The shirt is cream and the jumper is white. Little things, Vic, but
yeah.
Bet your England jumper was
it was a rich
cream colour.
It was. I'm not quite sure what it is now.
It's even more sepia toned now.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it for a while. It's probably a bit moth-eaten, I'd imagine. But yes, it blended in.
I can think of some other TMS commentators, summarisers who might know where their England kit was. Well, with slightly more certainty.
But I agree that there was something special about those sweaters, and also about the old touring sweater. MCC colours on.
When was the last touring party to get to wear the MCC colours? Because certainly when Chris Cowdrey toured, not my dad wrote, but with Chris in 86-7, they were wearing the MCC
Well,
colours.
that was 84-5.
84-5, rather, am I correct?
Yeah, they were definitely wearing that because I was on that tour.
Yeah.
I think they were wearing them in '86-7 when they won the
Australia,
Ashes.
yeah. Rabada starts a new spell outside of Stoke, left alone by Stokes, yeah. Mike Gatting's victorious tour 86-7. So sometime after that.
Sometime soon after that, I would have thought. But
Was it Pakistan 87-8?
I don't know, I wasn't there. Just trying to think, they weren't
I
married.
wonder if Andrew Sampson's got an algorithm for that.
Well, they'll test him. It's a...
No, I'm afraid not.
Ah.
It won't test it, I'm afraid it won't test you, or I'm afraid I don't have an algorithm.
So...
There's no algorithm. No data. Sorry.
Rabada in again. Stokes leaves alone outside the off stump, taken by de Kock.
The question we have to ask is that was Mike Gatting wearing a sleeveless sweater when he had that wonderfully photographed clash with Jacko Ron? Or was he in shorts?
Or was he using a shirt? I think he was in a short sleeve shirt. I fear that will not prove conclusive.
Okay.
Stokes is wearing no sweater, bad up weights, very forthright looking forward defensive shot. There are times when Stokes plays that kind of shot, it's a kind of push. It's so menacing. Big stride forward, no follow through, but full of intent. Yeah, there's that photo, Vic. Andrew's just found it.
No sweater.
No sweater. And Mike Gatting's making a point or two. 2 steps in a gully, 88 for 4. Rabada is in. Stokes plays a forcing shot off the back foot, but straight to extra cover. I suppose just go back to the overarching thing about it's only a small thing, it's a sweater the players wear, but so many classic photographs. Think of Ian Botham after the great 81 Test match where he's smoking a cigar and the long sleeving and just the cable net and the 3 lines. It is one of the great iconic sports strips, if you like. It's good to see him wearing it again today. Rabada in, and Stokes plays a lovely shot on the up. Vuma moves swiftly round to his left at point and cuts it off within 4. It was a forcing shot played from the back foot. And a bit of a Chris Broad shot, actually. Stood tall and punched it. Batting looking significantly easier.
Yeah, well, it looks a good surface, doesn't it? I mean, in that last one, it wasn't at the pitch of the ball, but he just trusted the pitch and it came onto the bat nicely.
For Rabada again. Stokes is drawn forward. Ball slices off the outside half of the bat, goes to Bavuma again. 87 miles an hour from Rabada. That's good pace. And it's flashing up now on the scoreboard here, which is another sort of it's a fan experience.
Yeah, except for when they put almost Polander's first ball up at 90 miles an hour, which I can promise you it wasn't. It cannot have done that. But other than
they
that,
didn't play well in the last game, Alan. They were beaten.
I mean, it is unthinkable
what they've got to offer here.
No, they didn't play well, and not enough of the players turned up on that occasion, and it's quite unusual for this side. I wouldn't expect that to happen again.
We're so conditioned to say we're missing something, and if you slide on, you can't barely see a ball anyway. It's all like the ball. So the spectator experience is enhanced because of those big screens.
A lot of build-up. Finally, we're underway for the game itself. Line up for the home side. Standing in goal, Jan Oblak. Marcelo starts with Carvajal in the full-back positions. Luka Modric starts with Iniesta in the middle. Morata! Just put it off target, just wide of that post.
Well, his teammates were convinced he was going to score there, I think.
You also learn more about batting technique in a way. You see rhythm. You know, think about batting and bowling as a kind of in rugby union. There's touch balls engage at the scrum. There's every
Diego
ball
Costa.
is a melting.
Here's a chance to attack.
Sometimes when you're behind the ball, we are now standing behind Joe Root's right shoulder. More and more about the start.
Morata! It's awkward. Well done on Morata. It's been pretty awkward for the opposition too. Another goal for his tally. Well, very nicely placed, Alan. Beautifully done.
Yeah, he's almost passed it into the net. Chubby Greaves like there, wasn't he?
That has opened the scoring. 1-0 here. Modric.
The best players do that better than the average ones.
Yeah, you
Diego Costa. Modric. On to Ronaldo. On the attack here. A timely challenge. Opportunity to cross it now. Well to keep the ball. The equaliser here.
Fuck's sake, can't score that. Let's go, everyone.
The more inclined you are not to understand errors, which is a failure of punditry around the world across the continents.
It looks simple. And I remember the last Brisbane.
I got the first video of Arsenal up, man. If you want to check it out, I see you drop a like on it.
With television, so you could see whether it was.
It's about 10 minutes long.
Very late on the bounce.
Yannick Carrasco.
Close-ish goalie, I think.
It goes out wide again.
And one of the fascinations
Nicely played
was
through
just
ball.
seeing the difference in the position for the batsman.
Modric.
Nah, at the moment I'm just watching, playing, getting myself absolutely shit. Oh, I'm just giving the ball away, man. How's that a foul? 2-0 down, 3-0 down. Fucking hell. Can't wait. Can't wait to see we're getting these fucking pats as a dick all fucking start of the week.
He was quite a long way down the pitch. You don't have to do that. Ponting came along.
Ponting and Dravid did, but I can't think of many.
Oh my god, this is killing me today. It's close to zero interest.
Defensively. So there are things you pick up from side
on to Ronaldo
that you can't really gauge from behind goals on.
And he goes with the tackle.
Positioning and that footwork. And I
the
think
attacking
by
third.
definition, if you're confident
Turnover
of
possession here.
90 miles an hour to get a long way down on the front foot, it suggests that you pick the ball up pretty quickly.
No, absolutely.
Richards, Richards to come along right.
The other thing is that someone I know,
Yannick Carrasco.
Jonathan Barati was a brilliant coach and chairman of the selector for Australia.
Morata.
Maybe, man, depends how the rewards go, how I'm feeling tomorrow. I'm pretty tired. It's been another long day today so far already.
Diego Costa.
I think he watched from side as a coach.
Trying to switch on the attacking power in this situation.
Batsmen spend a lot of time thinking about is the bat straight and all those kinds of things, but in actual fact it's how you ride
until they got that challenge in.
Riding in sync, in rhythm with the ball, and when you're out of form no one ever addresses that. They always come back, you've got to have a full face of the bat, always it's not actually that helpful. Barter comes round the wicket now to Stokes, who plays a forcing shot to the back foot, one of the shots of the day. Owen up on his toes.
Why?
Full flourish.
Gotta do it like real life. Oh, I'm gonna be. Oh, that's shit wide. Lacazette, mate. I'm not the greatest fan of him in FIFA, but I just think it'd be cool for thingy.
Ronaldo, they've cut the pass out there. Maybe that will ease the pressure.
Because I want to do it with like with up-to-date squads, then improve on it. Plus, as you heard, like I want to see if I can negotiate a better deal than Wenger did. Seen Lukaku today as well to Man United. What an absolutely nuts signing that is for 74 million.
Well, this attack got a bit of menace to it.
Come on, there we go. Yeah, I know, that's why I've not sold any of the young kids yet, which can be quite problematic because they want a target of being hit as well. I haven't really played the career mode much on
We go again 2-1.
It's the sign of a good coach.
Now they've got a chance in this part of the pitch.
That's a great tackle. Come on, let's turn this up now. I'm fed up of losing today.
He got into some tortured positions, and I'm just trying to.
Yeah, good
if they'd all been dismissed,
that's nice.
Yeah,
good pace. Turn it on.
Makes a challenge here.
In the previous match, he gave me the benefit of the recap.
Around the wicket again. Stokes looked tempted there actually for a moment and then withdrawing the bat, quite a late decision. The other thing is about just going back to that idea of maybe thinking more about the game
Onto the attack
from a
now.
sideways on perspective.
Ah.
The sideways on as in left shoulder sideways on,
And
in
they've
terms
cut
of
it out.
understanding it as the bat meeting.
See, that's what I said, because that's not me that's dying.
Intercepted by Cristiano Ronaldo.
From a batting perspective, is that I think when you're out of form as a batsman, is your timing and everything, the timing of your broom movements, the timing of your footwork.
Attacking now.
Provide in again bowls and
It's Ali.
They're the things
Short
that
passes,
go.
keeping
The
the ball.
advice that comes at you is nearly always the picture.
Good place to win the ball
painted
here.
from the umpire, if you like. Oh, this is what I'm seeing. It's not this, not that.
Still chance for something to
The
happen
coaches
because
that
there's
can
3
help
added
the ones
minutes.
that can actually get back to that. They don't know what you call it the first time. So we all know what it looks like when you're off stumps missing. Wait.
Dele Alli.
Let's go down the causal chain a bit and get to the first.
The other thing I would say, the basic thing is
On the
when
attack here.
you used to play the pavilion.
Yeah, giving it.
Free kick given.
Serbia players like Sanchez, Arsenal, and don't sell players like Chamberlain, Iwobi. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but we've got to make sure we don't get sacked. We've got to go, I reckon I've got about a couple of games in, and then I can sell a few on, just so we win the first few games, because otherwise we're going to be fired, and I can't be dealing with that. But I do agree, we'll get rid of the big ones. What a poor free kick that was. So that's just how I'm playing at the moment, mate. Usually just whip that in top bins, and I can't seem to do anything at the moment. Just not playing well. It's quite frustrating. See, look at that, man. We're getting beasted and feasted. We don't usually ever get domed, and we're just not playing well. When is the next one? Hopefully, it'll probably be up to tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Hopefully, if the rewards are good and I've managed to finish the team off and I'm happy, it'll definitely be up tomorrow. 100%. There'll be another new episode up tomorrow. Another new epidemic up tomorrow. Come on that.
Attacking well here.
Oh, what is that? What is that?
It'll be a throw.
Probably about midday, something like that. 12 o'clock, something like that, I imagine. Because now I know how to get straight into it and jump and go into it. Yeah. Oh, at least we know we're not investing in this early as well. I'm happy with elements of this team, 100%.
This gets in a tangle where it's very well fitted, diving away.
Morata.
At point, but Root was essaying a shot to the leg side.
Intercepted well.
The outside edge.
And Ronaldo.
100th year that Dispatch just played any good.
It's an exhibition here with such great passing. Sal. They've lost the ball in a bad area.
2 steps and 4 steps in a gully. 3 and 5.
Here's William.
Full court.
This is how they love to play on the break.
Was in. Mork was getting a bit of movement here. Ball for.
And ball extension. The goalkeeper makes the save.
Can I do it at 5:30 tonight?
We've had an hour gone.
Oh.
Still 30 minutes left.
Maybe.
He's coming forward with some danger. Could be a yellow card here for that foul.
It depends how the draft's going. In all honesty.
Challenge, but it's definitely a foul.
Right, it's a definite foul, Martin. It's a slight tackle, but he just.
Oh, tomorrow.
It badly.
I didn't see. I wasn't really reading of it. Yeah, I can. I'm out. I know. No, I can't do it at 5:30 tomorrow because I've got a doctor's appointment at 5 o'clock. So it will probably be. I can stream it afterwards for 10 minutes. I can do that. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it at 6 o'clock. How about that? 6 o'clock, good for you tomorrow, and I'll make sure I get that in. That's such a. It's offside. I'm glad that was offside because that was such a frustrating game. But yeah, I can do it for 6 o'clock tomorrow, or a bit later. I think that'd be good. That'd be good. Yeah. We'll do it. We'll do it tomorrow.
Left a couple of point fields and knew exactly what he was doing. Easy 4 runs from an ordinary ball, but not a terrible.
Diego Costa.
And that's a source of frustration. If you're
That's a foul though.
relatively good balls over field.
6 till 7.
Moving forward with some danger to the opposition now they're here.
Yeah, go on then. We can do 6 till 7. 6 till 7 tomorrow. Dunzo.
Pointed to the corner.
And the BBC Sport app. You can also find the links there to listen to all today's county cricket.
Those defenders who have been told by the coach, stop the cross, that's what he's done.
Bairstow 10, Stokes and Root trying to
Here comes the
rebuild.
cross.
Vice captain and captain, and it's Stokes is on strike.
Good.
And there are 20 minutes to go.
Forcefully, but straight to
Come on, son.
Trying to switch on the attacking power in this situation.
No, see, I'm just not playing fluently at the moment. I'm not too sure why.
PK puts out a foot to good effect.
Wouldn't have worried me greatly as an
Modric looking for an opening with some good controlled build-up.
There'd be other people I'd be more worried.
Well, that looked promising, but he's been stopped.
Nightmarish match.
Morata.
He's looked compact
Here's
today.
Carrasco.
He's 8 not out. Rabada bowls are full. Drives that back down the pitch firmly. Rabada knocks it
Into the
back down
attacking
pitch towards
third.
Stokes, who bends down, picks up.
Passes marker.
Great tackle.
Try and get the ball back
There's
now.
no run.
Good play. But they've lost the ball now. The opposition can
That's a foul. Thank you.
nice challenge.
For
Will the ref do?
the Lions team, but not today. Lovely to Philander for 8. Philander till lunch 3 for 26. It's
Fabregas.
amazing, isn't it?
Excellent play to lose his marker.
Well, he must be a bit rusty coming to the test match.
Ooh.
He's played for a month.
If you haven't liked the video either, man, drop a like if you're still
Level the
watching.
game up.
Here's Rabada ball.
Have a look at that, the
Stokes
corner
is
kick.
after it. Thick edges that through the gully.
Should have gone down there, Deli Ali. That's a
Looking for
penalty.
support.
Well, it was a flashing
Now
drive.
Fabregas.
And he went hard at it. And it flew
Played the
away.
challenge well.
Nowhere near a fielder.
Modric.
Race to the boundary.
Player right at him, but he's
That's
taken
because
the ball
England's
well.
100 is up.
So much of the young team. I see hello to and Rindos. Yeah, man. Got it. We can certainly do it. We can accomplish a lot in that hour.
That's his ugliest ball.
Oh.
Going to be the equaliser. No,
Slip, I guess.
it's been a thrilling contest this. And we're into the last knockings of it. And the supporters, well, they're not showing any sign of losing their stamina. They've been great.
They always love coming to this ground, one of the best atmospheres around. They've not disappointed.
He went in well. Foul. And a turnover in play here with that interception. Good pass, getting it forward.
Tails inside. There's no. He might attack. The other thing is.
On they go.
After the
Ronaldo! Very good stop
just
here.
keep it.
How much difference that
Cheers, man. I'm feeling it at the moment. I mean, can't score to nothing.
Wants to score there.
As this game is showing, it's not just about having shots, it's about having good shots, and the scoring shots that come from a team with less shots.
They probably got into better positions in fairness. That's something the stats don't show you.
Waste.
But he hit a beautiful shot off Philander the previous over. Rabada.
Can't get through.
This over, maybe straight to the
Not too sure what's wrong.
Added minutes.
That's probably the secret, I think.
Rabada's bowling to the nursery end. Turns beneath us and sets off.
They've got the ball back, the interceptor got it for them.
Goal's full, and that's driven into the offside.
Morata. Well, this
There's
attack
no run.
got a bit of menace to it.
And at the end of Rabada's over. 10 overs and no wicket for
Got it
33.
away.
That's game over.
What you have to do.
We've lost another one.
To 12. And Root, back
He's had, what, one shot in this second half, maybe?
twice.
One shot?
One of them, a bit of a his hands on it down at fine leg, and the other one flicked through the fingers of Duminy in the gully.
And that whole of the second half. Yeah, see, like, pretty much the same as before. I'll come on a bit and scored, but
Dawson,
I mean,
Wood, and Anderson to come.
we've lost 3 on the bounce now. We've lost maybe fucking God knows how many teams today. We're not playing well today.
At 5. Down to number 7 again. Bairstow up at 5, balancing at 3. Nothing so far to convince that they're on the way to solving the problems, but early days, of course, in the series.
Well, the odd thing about
What do you reckon's going wrong, man?
is that actually Moen and Bairstow both had terrific years last year. I mean, Bairstow had...
I can't seem to put my finger on this.
Moen got over 1,000 runs last
No, man, I've got to get some practice in for the weekend league. We had a disappointment. I've got to play. I've got to get some games in. So just play. I'm just only streaming this, to be honest, for the time being, man. Up until I get the rewards in a few hours' time. I just don't quite know. I know we haven't got the bulk of the team. I'm not really enjoying Modric. I don't know what's not right. Is it Ronaldo? It can't be Ronaldo. Last 3 games he's done absolutely nothing. Last 4 games he's done nothing.
His last Test match, he drops 2 places.
Yeah, we lost that by an innings.
That's not his fault, is it? Well, I suppose
We didn't bowl very much.
Didn't get many wickets, but it seems strange. He's up and down all over the place.
He is the fall guy.
Morkel bowls 2 Stokes outside the off stump. No stroke from Stokes. It's through to the cock.
In the era I played,
See you in a bit, man. Take care. Have a good night.
you know, someone's got to go and open. I mean, Derek Randall was ill-suited to open the batting, but there was a bit of a hole there. They sent him up to open the batting, or then possibly to bat at 3, but he wasn't really, that wasn't his forte. He was better off the way he played, just a little bit low. But he would always be the 4 guy. Well, Derek will do it. And there's an element of Moen's open batting for England.
I think he's
Moen will do it.
Yeah. I think he's batting just about every place, isn't he?
He won't mind.
Morkel interval to Stokes, again outside the off stump, and there's no stroke from Stokes. It's through to de Kock once more.
Every place from 1 to 9, yeah?
Every place from 1 to 9, yeah.
Is that a record?
No, there's a few who've done it.
Thank you very much.
Including Wilfred Rhodes.
Oh, of course.
Vinod Wankar. I think Ravi Shastri.
You're not going to catch him out on the first day of the series, Victor.
It's just a casual, you know, just a tempted bouncer, but never really got up.
He's had 7 months to prepare all his stats for this game. Morkel, bowling from pavilion end. Off he goes again. 2 slips and 2 gullies in. He bowls to Stokes, who drives that back past the stumps, the non-strikers there. That's a lovely shot for 4. Hits the rope now in front of the members sitting in the pavilion. A beautiful straight drive.
It was a lovely shot. I'm just wondering whether Morkel got a fingertip to it, because he put his hands up in the air after the ball had passed, because it wasn't that far from hitting the stumps, and I think Root was out of his ground. No, I don't think he had. No. It's a lovely shot.
I was possibly thinking, well, if I had got my fingers on it, then Root was out of his ground.
And I was bowling for that, really. He's been out like that already, Root, this summer. I think.
He wasn't getting back there either.
No, he wasn't. Lovely shot, though. Simple, straightforward, straight drive.
Morkel bowls, 4 goes. Stokes off for a single towards mid-wicket. Fumble out there from Bavuma. And Stokes, for a moment, thought he was in trouble. He really got the skates on. And Bavuma didn't pick it up cleanly, so Stokes was okay. That's Stokes' first scoring shot that's not a boundary. He's on 17. It's 108 for 4. Here's a question for you, Victor. If Wokes is fit, and presumably he will be. I think he was back bowling with Warwickshire in their warm-ups recently. But what do England do then? Obviously he comes back into the side. He's been
well, he's got to get into the swing.
Okay, when he does get fit, or if Wokes had been fit for this Test match. Here's Morkel bowling. It's guided away by Root straight to Bavuma at point, and there is no run. It's the end of Morkel's over, so he has bowled 11 overs and taken 1 for 45, and England are 108 for 4.
Well, it's a good question. If Wokes had not got injured, who would they have played? Would they have gone in with 5 seamers? I think there was an element in Dawson's selection of, hang on a minute, we don't want Stuart Broad batting at number 8 in this team. and don't really want Toby Rowland-Jones, although he's scored useful runs in the past, batting at number 8. Hence that drew you towards Dawson. But Wokes at number 8 has a sort of quite a comfortable feel to it. So I don't know the answer. I mean, Wood have played. He hasn't played for 2015, and yet it was interesting that there was no debate about whether Wood would play this match or get selected. It was a given.
Yeah. This is Rabada beginning a new over. Bowls to Ben Stokes. Right arm over the wicket. Stokes clips that away nicely, but there's a man back on the deep square leg boundary in front of the tavern stand. And they are through for another single. Stokes to 18. England 109 for 4.
I mean, it would seem bizarre to have a 5-seam attack.
But who'd they leave out?
Well, I don't know.
Anderson?
Well, it'd be fascinating to see what happens if Wokes is going to come back and prove that he is Test match fit. And then it gets quite difficult and ruthless. You might leave a very established player to get what you think is your best attack. Depends how Wood goes in this.
It might be.
But depend where you play too. Where we go after.
Trent Bridge next. Rabada bowls to Root, who drives square with the wicket. Bavuma picks up to his right-hand side, aggressively looking for a run out of the non-striker's end. Stokes was back, no run.
You think Trent Bridge is going to you don't play Trent Bridge without Stuart Broad
or Jimmy Anderson.
So
But somewhere along the line, I mean, it may be that with 7 matches in such a short space of time, it's inevitable that you're going to rest a bowler here and there, and so it's a nice problem to have. To have those options, they might need to mix and match. I mean, over the next couple of months. Rabada goes in and bowls to Root, and Root's forward, checking any drive there, playing it defensively in the end. He goes out to cover, and the brain picks up. There's no run.
Desperately keen for Wokes to be fit, because the notion, for example, that Mark Wood, given his record, physical fitness record, of him playing 7 Test matches in 9 weeks, whatever it is, would be that'd be a stand-in. It'd be quite surprising if one seaman played all 7.
Rabada past the umpire, bowls to Root, tucks this away through mid-wicket for 1, possibly 2. They're looking for 2 here. Builders onto it, sends in the return to the, notionally to the non-striker's end, but it was a bit wide. It had to be backed up. Otherwise that would have headed to the tavern stand before overthrows. It would have been a 6. They get 2, and that takes Root to 48. And England are 111 for 4. These two came together at 76, gradually building a partnership. There's been a huge number of alarms since lunch. Looks a good batting day out there. Now Root, he's about to face Rabada then and pulled away right at the last moment. Almost frustrating for a bowler, not quite sure why. I don't think there was anyone moving down beneath us.
I wonder if he's coughing and spluttering.
Well, he mentioned his pullover, and there are 2 reasons for that. It's a hot day, it's like 28 degrees. He's got that cold and been a bad back, hasn't he? He's got a back problem. Whether that's a reason for wearing it, it's not obviously a short sleeve sweater day today. It's a shorts and t-shirts day.
Of course, if you score 150 in a short sleeve sweater, or sleeveless sweater, you've got to wear it every time.
Rabada ball short, Root up on his toes. Seemed to have plenty of time there to get in behind that. Rabada testing him out with a short ball, didn't get up. And he guided it away on the offside towards that backward point area. And there is no run. Now, Root's got this record of the last 6 Test matches. He's reached 50 in each game. In either first or second innings. He's remarkably consistent on it. What he hasn't been able to do is go on and almost get 100 from a decent start. He's on 48. Rabada bowls with very full as a tempter outside the off stump. Go on, drive that through extra cover to reach your half century. Root decided against it. It was out there, and one day game he would have gone after. He's gone after it now. 3 seconds, 3 4 seconds after.
He's better off leader, so wide that you could easily. I mean, England will be hoping that the captaincy, as it's done for Gary Babbins actually at county level, makes him hungrier. I mean, it's no fun being captain. You haven't got enough runs on the board. It's in his own interests. Make life easier if he just keeps going on and on.
It's also nice as well, that all those off-field distractions that happen is if you're just out in the middle batting, you haven't got any of that going on as well.
And it also makes captaincy, as we've seen, the county level, the key element for a new captain is to do his primary job well. get the runs on the board, and then the captaincy kind of looks after itself. But we've seen at test level that if you're a captain who's not scoring runs, life becomes very stressful. And also, if you are a captain who's not scoring runs, it's damn difficult to drop another batsman who's not playing very well, and it can clog up selection because the captain keeps playing. He drops someone who's averaging about 5 or 10 points higher than he is. So it is good news on all fronts, curiously, that Root is scoring runs.
But you know, Victor, as well as I do, you've been in this game longer than me. You've seen many more test matches over the years. That somewhere along the line, Root's going to be out of form, the pressure's going to be on, the game's going to be lost, and doesn't know where his next run's coming from. Enjoy the good times. Now,
Here's a man who enjoys the good times. He's coming in.
111 for 4, Keshav Maharaj, slow left-arm bowler, is about to bowl. Once they've sorted the sight screen out at the far end, South Africa's over rate's not been very good today, mainly because we've had seamers throughout, but this sort of thing doesn't help. Now here is Maharaj bowling, and Stokes drives his first ball with intent up towards mid-off, and it's stopped, and there is no run. Kun there, away to his left-hand side. Here is Maharaj, left arm over the wicket, left-handed Stokes is down the pitch, lofting is down the ground, out towards the pavilion. That might have gone all the way, it has. Well, intent from Stokes. As soon as Maharaj was introduced into the attack, his first ball was drilled to mid-off, second ball dispatched back over his head for 6. Stokes moves to 24, and England are 117 for 4. Slip and a short leg in. Maharaj to Stokes. Back this time playing that quietly towards De Bruyne. And short leg. I had to go to his right, but close to him. And there's no run. To push through a bit. There's a man on the deep mid-wicket boundary. Maharaj bowls. Stokes defends that one as well. And runs out towards cover. And there's no run. Stokes 4 fours and a 6. He's 24. South Africa out there thinking, please not Cape Town again. Maharaj to Stokes. Stokes squeezes forward in defence, right forward, back and back close together. Goes to cover. There's no run. It's a short mid-wicket, short leg, slip. And the deep mid-wicket boundary. Maharaj to Stokes, who clips that away, and that man at deep mid-wicket has to come into play. Walking away to his right-hand side. They'd hesitation over a second run. They were coming for it, and then they both realised, well, not worth the risk. So that's the end of Maharaj's over. 7 off it. And England are 118 for 4. Stokes has 25, and Root has 48. Here's Jeffrey Boycott.
Looks flat now, doesn't it? I was saying this morning that there was a tiny little bit of seam movement for Philander. Rabada once or twice, but it looked a nice pace, not too quick. And I said once the shine has gone from the ball and the real hardness, it'd be quite nice to bat here. And it wasn't a 4 wickets down in the morning pitch. That
Jeffrey.
Good. I'd like him to bowl at me on this.